Hey Leo, Mariah here. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing really, really well. So of course, we're gonna hop into your reading. I wanna see what's going on, even though Leo season is coming to a close. I wanna see what you need to know as we're moving into September. So let's take a look, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What does Leo need to know at this time as we move into September? Let's see. We got eternal gatekeeper. Acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you. And then I want to get one more for you. So let's see. What else does Leo need to know as we move into September? Let's see. Distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we have raised to believe it is. Okay. So what has been going through my mind, even when shuffling and pulling out these cards, is survival mode. It feels like you're in survival mode in some way. Leo, could it be financial? Could it be emotional, circumstantial? Creative power. You normally know how to fix your issues. You normally know how to solve issues. It's like I can see you being one of those people going to others for advice, but really you know the answer, but you just like to have maybe that confirmation, but you normally know how to figure things out. Why does it feel like you are in such a spot that you cannot figure out a solution? It's hard for you to tap into your natural creative energy or your creative thinking or even positive positioning with your mindset to figure out a way out of a situation or how to handle or go about a situation. Normally, you're quick on your feet. You're very witty. You're very sharp. So you know how to quickly maneuver circumstances that may pose as a threat or as a challenge, or situations that make you feel indecisive or uncertain. You normally know how to work through your mind, colonize your thoughts, and figure out, okay, what is best for me and what my intentions are and what truly aligns. You've always been good at this. So you may have been a person that other people came to for answers or advice or solutions. You might be a person that people go to for help. In a literal sense, maybe one or two of you might be an actual therapist or a psychologist, somebody that, people go to for advice. Because you're such a quick on your feet thinker, you know how to solve issues. But when you are in this spot, again, I'm getting survival mode. When you're in this spot, when you normally are the go-to for the answers, whether it's for others or yourself, but now in this position you're in, you can't find any exit. You can't find any adjacent possibilities. You can't find any parallels that you can try to maneuver into to get yourself out of this feeling like you're in survival mode. And I think this is the frustrating part, which is also kind of distorting or warping our perception of our reality right now, because we're normally sought after as a go-to person, or we've been that for ourselves, but because we're almost in this helpless, hopeless, not knowing what to do to get out of this survival mode, it almost, I don't want to speak out of turn, but it reminds me of feeling like the words fated to suffer, and you're not fated to suffer. But it's like I'm hearing somebody just having a conversation with God, spirit, whoever it is that you believe in. Am I meant to be dealing with this since I can't find a way out? It almost feels like you're meant to deal with this because you can't find a solution when you normally can. And that's infuriating you because this is a situation that you don't want to be in. So if I was to put this in context, maybe some of you are going through financial situations that are hurdles right now, and normally you know a way to figure out your financial situation, but right now it's like all roads lead nowhere. Or you may be struggling in your love life right now. You normally can use your discernment, come to a clear decision and maneuver that way, but you're just in a space where it's like, I don't know, but it's survival mode. It's pressing, and so this is something that's real. It's not like, oh, I don't know what to do about this or that. This is like real life SHIT. I want to see what this is about. Can you tell me, why am I getting this survival mode energy out of Leo? Why am I getting this out of Leo at this time? What is this survival energy all about? 8 of Cups. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Death in the reverse. Even underneath that, the High Priestess. Oof. And the 6 of Wands. So you're stuck. You're wanting to walk out of survival mode. It's like, how can you be at peace? How can you have your faith really strong? How can you have positive mindset when you're in the same situation, environment, or circumstance that you're trying to survive in? You can't feel free. You can't have clear conscious thought. You can't feel like you know where you're going when you're still trying to survive. You're trying to keep your head above line. Maybe some of you are living on the bread line. Maybe some of you are in some type of turbulent scenario. Maybe some of you are just feeling absolutely lost or trying to find answers, but life circumstances are pressing on you right now. And you can't find a door that's gonna lead you to where you need to be. And it just feels like this stress is maybe getting to you. Maybe your nervous system is wrecked right now. So you may be feeling more anxious, more tired. You may be feeling burnt out. You may be feeling overworn. When you're in survival mode, you gotta give yourself some grace. And that's easier said than done when we're trying to survive. When we're trying to figure out a way, when we're trying to get to the next day, when we're trying to take it one day at a time. You only got 24 hours in the day and you're doing the best that you can with those 24 hours, but it's still a struggle here to get out of this survival mode. You're walking, this feels like, what is it called? Like kind of crab walking. You can't go forward and straight because you don't have that clarity. And because of life circumstances, you may not have the resources, the finances, or even the options to move. So you're just trying to take it day by day, breath by breath, getting out of this situation, keeping your head up and focusing on what you can do. You're having to have super blind faith right now, and it's not the most comfortable. But I come back to you being the go-to person. You've always been that person that people came to for advice, assistance, help. Hey, Leo, can you tell me what to do about this and that? Your life's not, Your life is not of your own. Your life is not, I'm sorry, I hate to go silent like this. Your life is not of your own. Okay. This ain't gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna just keep it straightforward. This survival mode that I'm picking up for you, Leo, this goes back to a deeper root. It feels like in this lifetime, the good experiences that you're going to have in this lifetime, you are meant to experience them as a byproduct of something much greater. That's why you've always been the go-to person. That's why you've always been the one people have come to. Your life has never really meant to be about you per se, even though it's about you because it's your life. This is about your contribution to others. This is about your contribution to society. This is about your contribution to the world. This is about some type of achievement, notoriety, acclaim, or some kind of excess that's already been predetermined upon your path. You are just at a very strong roadblock with this survival mode. That's why I say your life is not meant for you because you have a greater purpose than yourself. You have a greater purpose than the circumstances in front of you. You have a greater purposes than the roadblocks and hindrances that are delaying your progress. But because your life is not for you, your life is meant of contribution, of aid, of help, of assistance, of guidance. Again, I go back to maybe one or two, you might actually be a therapist or a psychologist in some sort. This trial that you're in with this survival mode, this too shall pass. But I think at times it's hard to believe that when our reality doesn't reflect that. At times it's hard to believe you're gonna get out of this survival mode when we've been in it for so long. It's hard to believe you're gonna get out of this survival mode feeling when our nervous system has been wrecked from being in it too long. So now our reality distorts our perception of how we view our circumstances, but also it distorts the perception of the power and the title and the dominion that Spirit gave over your life in this lifetime. Because in our reality, all we can see is, oh my God, my bills, my finances, how am I gonna pay this, how am I gonna pay that? Oh my God, I got these choices I gotta make. I got X, Y, and Z on my back and I'm just burnt out. I don't know what to do. I just lost this family member. I just lost that family member. I'm dealing with my health issues. My husband just left me. My wife just left me. I'm dealing with this breakup. My kids getting on my damn nerves. I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. All of these things that are adding condensed pressure to you. It's so tough because you normally have the solutions. But just because you're going through this doesn't mean that you're not destined for greater, and doesn't mean you're fated to suffer. That's why I said that earlier. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're fated to suffer. You know one thing about this survival mode that you're in, Leo? When you get on the other side, because you will, no one stays in survival mode forever unless they choose to. This will pass. When you get on the other side of this situation becomes your testimony. That's why I say you're meant for higher contribution. Your life is not of your own, but it's of service to others. Whoever this is for, because I know this ain't for everybody. Not everybody got the same life path, okay? But this is going to be a testimony. This is going to be your testimony of strength. This is going to be your testimony to be able to overcome. If I was to give you a quick example, this can remind me of somebody who battled with drug addiction or addictions for years, and they've been trying to survive, just handling these addictions and trying to break the cycle, but finding themselves in the pattern of relapsing and getting clean, relapsing and getting clean, to the point of constantly trying to survive for their own life, their own well-being. They make it to the other side, and then they become an advocate to help other people that are battling with drug addictions or that are battling with circumstances. That's the antithesis of what I'm looking at on my couch right now. So sometimes you have to be given almost an impossible challenge. And it's not impossible, it feels like it though. Because all roads lead to nowhere. So where the hell are you supposed to go? How are you supposed to maneuver through this? But sometimes some of the most impossible feeling challenges are needed, so that way when you make it on the other side, not only is there so much grace, you're going to give spirit of appreciation to really realize how much, not saying you needed to go through that, but how much strength you had to have to show to yourself that you really can overcome anything, but also to use that same strength that you had to build up from this new survival mode situation to then pass that over to other people to impart onto them, so that way if you gone through it, they can get through it too. And now you would have the tools and resources how to work through things emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally, spiritually, that they may not have, but because you went through it first, you can impart that onto them again. Your life is not for you. Your life is for the contribution of others. And as a byproduct of contributing to others, this is how you have a life that's fulfilled. This is how you have a life that's worth living. This is how you feel and find meaningful purpose in your life. So when our life becomes about us, which I kind of go back into the survival mode energy, how were we living our life prior to being in the survival mode energy? Were we in a space of, and I don't know, I mean, it's a general reading, but if you've resonated this so far, how are you living your life prior to being in the survival mode energy, where you're in a circumstance where you just feel like gridlocked? I only ask because this feels like a missing element to your life story, to your life experiences, that you needed to paint a comprehensive picture to others of the full circle moment of how to get out of this. You're dealing with the tough part of really feeling stuck when you normally have the answers. I want to see one more thing. Tell me this for Leo. Tell me. 5 of Swords, the Fool. 2 more. Tell me more. 9 of Swords. 9 of Wands. The Hermit. I feel like you're getting so much clarity. I feel like you're getting so much understanding of who you are as a man or a woman in your life right now. I think you may be kind of feeling a little bit of the dark night of the soul, or feeling like you're just having to go at it alone. Even if you have people around you or people supporting you that love you, you still feel like you're having to deal with this situation alone because it's you in the situation, not them. I think there's a look at our behaviors, like I said, prior to being in this position, where we impulsive, where we doing things that just off a whim, because that Fool it doesn't really think things through, but it goes with its heart, it goes with its gut feeling, and we may have taken a leap or jumped into something or towards something that now has put us in survival mode, right? If I was to give you a quick example of this, another in real time, this could be maybe you end up getting a job or a settlement or some kind of payout financially, where you ended up having a lot of money and you blew it. Now you're in survival mode of trying to save and figure out what you're gonna do financially and trying to get your finances in order. And because of prior to this survival mode, we were being impulsive and reckless. Now it put us in a survival mode energy. And because of that, it's showing us that aspect of ourselves that hinders and hold us back. But that's a key element that we may have not seen or forgo in a part of our own soul journey of understanding our own level of self-awareness. And because we're coming into understanding of that, now we know, okay, this is a key element that put me in survival mode, and I won't show these attributes or characteristics again, or I won't deal with these people again. I won't allow myself to go towards these circumstances again. It's like it's something that you either, I'm not trying to put the blame on you, because sometimes life happens to us. It just really does, unfortunately. But I do feel like there's a hand that was played in this feeling of being in survival mode. You played a part to some degree in being in the survival mode, not intentionally, but maybe we made an impulsive choice, an impulsive decision, impulsive action. We did whatever the hell we wanted to do. We just was like, forget it, I'm gonna do what I want, or this is the right direction, I'm just gonna go with my emotions and feelings. And it put us in now having to deal with some shit and having to, excuse my language, and having to clean that up, which is stressing us out. We're trying to figure out where to go. What I would say to you in this situation is you'll have it resolved. You'll have it resolved. But will it be resolved quickly? Will they get out of survival mode quickly here? Temperance in the reverse. Will they get out of survival mode sooner than later? Please let me know. Will they get out of this to be able to get back on solid ground? Knight of Swords in the reverse. And let's get the last one. 4 Cups. What's the saying? Pride goeth before the fall. I think that's how it goes. Pride goeth before the fall. I don't want to be stereotypical because you're a Leo and talk about pride and ego and this, that, and the third, but it is a part of your archetype. I'm gonna tell you, don't let your pride and ego get in the way, because you are going to receive kind of like a lifeboat. For some of you, maybe a couple. For others, maybe just one. But you're going to get a lifeboat that's going to assist. It's not going to fully get you out of this survival mode that you're having to survive in, but it's going to help alleviate some of the stress that you're having to deal with. There's this feeling of whatever this lifeboat is, it's not good enough for you. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but I would rather still keep surviving. And when you're in survival mode, you really don't have the place to be begging and, I mean, not begging, but you don't have the place to really be a choosy. When you're in survival mode, you just need to get the hell up out of the situation you're having to survive in. And I see a feeling of wanting to be choosy for a better lifeboat to come towards you and help. So let's say, one last example here, your job situation. Maybe you lost your job and now you're in survival mode because you got your bills or kids and et cetera that you got to take care of. And then you've been putting in applications and immediately you get one back, but you're like, nah, I mean, this is cool, but not you. And it's like, you ain't really got no choices here, babe. You surviving. You better take what you can get to until you can get up out of this situation. So I'm telling you, don't let pride go before the fall, because you're already walking a thin line here in this survival mode where it's heavy. It's heavy. But I can see you almost rejecting an offer because it's not the offer that we're looking for. But sometimes we have to take mediocre offers until we can get out of the position that we're in to get the offer we're wanting. Whether it is having to take some BS jobs to get the right job we want, having to cut back friends and having to go solo until we can meet the right friends that we want, ending that relationship because it's not good for us, and maybe either not dealing with the options that are out there or opening up our dating pool to new options that we may have originally rejected, but now it's like, you know what, let me see what's out there. There's something about your perspective that has to change. It's like we're still operating in survival mode like we're not in survival mode when you are. It's like when a person goes broke that was previously rich, but their mindset hasn't changed, so now I don't have money anymore. They still are operating like they're rich and going about life like they're rich, but really in their bank account they don't have any money. There's a balance here. This is an odd reading. I don't think I've ever had a reading this odd, because I don't see you being in the survivor mode for long, but what's going to help you get out of it, I don't know if you're going to take it. let me ask, why doesn't Leo want to take this? 4 of Cups. Why does Leo not want to take this? The 2 of Cups. It's not something that you, and there go the 3 of Wands and the 7. You're willing to wait. You're willing to wait. Whatever this is that comes in that they're just wanting to help you out, they have good intentions, or a job opportunity comes in, they really value you as a potential employee, or all the different ranges of life. Something about it you don't feel the same connection to. You don't really want it. You're like, nah, it's almost like if you was to take it, you feel like you would be taking 2 steps backwards when we're already on a thin line. And I see you here willing to wait until that better offer comes. Please do not let your stubbornness and pride keep you in a position that is wrecking your nervous system, that is keeping you up. Please don't let your pride and ego keep you in a position where you can start getting out of being in survival mode, but you would rather stay in it until you can find that exact thing or what it is. It's exactly that you're seeking to better your life. Pride goeth before the fall, Leo. Spirit, God is sending you assistance. Sometimes we got to take what we can get for right now until we can get what we want. That's just sacrifice. And I don't think your energy is not willing to sacrifice to help yourself in some way. I don't know. I know this ain't for everybody. So if it ain't for you, I will catch you on the next one. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it here so don't go on too long. I love you, Leo. Survival mode don't last forever, and you don't have to be in this either. You'll get up out of it. You will. Truthfully, you really will. So I love you. If you love a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. In the meantime, I'm going to let you go.